Rod, welcome to another episode of the Fin Out of Water Football Show. And I got my brother from another Rod man in the building, and this is your host with the most, B Herbo. We are on the heels of the divisional round of the 2024. Is it 2024 or is it 2025 playoffs? I know it's
I
technically the
mean,
2024, but we're in 2025. I always get
I
confused with
always do it.
that.
I always follow it by the rate. Yeah, we are technically it's the 2025, but I always just do it based on where the season started. 2024, Herbie. Proper,
All
proper.
right, divisional playoff round, divisional round. This is the real. This is the real when the real playoff starts, right? Like you'll get a couple good games in the wild card game, wild card round. You feel me? That not gonna pretend like that doesn't happen. The Bucks, Commanders, instant classic, notwithstanding. But this is when the heavy hitters play. This is when the rubber meets the road. This is truly when you have the best of the AFC and the best of the best of the NFC. And we're going to get 4 incredible games this weekend. But before that, we do have to do some house cleaning, man. So we have a couple of topics that we want to talk about when it comes to the Dolphins because this is a Dolphins podcast and or show, depending how you want to view the product. Um, Rob, man, the
Sir.
Dolphins are out, so there's not too much to talk about when it comes to the Miami Dolphins.
Completely
There's not
irrelevant.
there's not
Completely
a lot of
irrelevant.
there's not a lot
Yeah.
of content. So not gonna lie to you, as a content creator, sometimes you gotta pull a rabbit out of your fucking ass. That's what we're gonna do right now. So let's go ahead and get this one out the way, man. Let's talk Dolphins before we get into the previews of all the divisional round games, man. So we do have an idea of what the Dolphins 2025 season outlook is going to be. The schedule is out. I know you wanted to talk about it. So I'll go ahead and pull it up on my end. In the meantime, what are your thoughts on the schedule as a whole? And what are you most interested about with this schedule and the road that you guys have going into next season?
Well, the funny thing about this season coming up, Herbie, is that this season essentially for the Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, Tua regime, this is the season where they have to show something, Herbie. Ross decided, because Tua's injuries and whatnot, to greenlight it for another year, and you could see the sense of urgency in their faces and their tones during the end of season presser. So for me, the Herbie, the way I'm looking at it, this season right here, Herbie, is the season where the Dolphins have to. I mean, to say even win a playoff game is kind of underselling it, Herbie. Like this has been a 4-year building process, really with Tua, a 6-year building process. So we gotta win probably more than one playoff game just for them to keep this group together. And to be honest, the way the season ended, I'm not sure how much I really care to keep this group together. Like I'm getting towards that point where I'm getting kind of over it. I do appreciate Ross trying to keep some continuity going. I'll give him credit for that. But and in regards to the Dolphins 2025 opponents, Herbie, I gotta tell you, initial look at the schedule, dog. Shout out to the homie Don for checking in. Shout out to the homie Don for checking in. When I look at the schedule, Herbie, dog, I gotta be honest with you, man. I think we're gonna say sayonara, Mike. Sayonara, Greer. I think the Dolphins, Herbie. I think the 500 guards are gonna call us, man, back again. And I'll explain why, man. I'll explain why. Listen, the Dolphins next season, Herbie, we play a murderer's row of great quarterbacks, dog. Murderer's row. We get Jaden Daniels at home. We get Joe Burrow at home. Depending on how some people feel about Justin Herbert, we get him at home. Obviously, we get Josh Allen, Drake Mays in year 2. The good thing that we have, I guess you could say, the bright side to the schedule, right, is the fact that just about a majority of our toughest games are home games, right? As opposed to, on the road, we get teams like Carolina. On the road, we get the Falcons, who this is Michael Penix's first year starting. Who knows? He looked pretty decent in the few games that we've seen him. We get the Colts on the road. We get the Browns on the road. So the Dolphins will get a couple freebies on the road, Herbie. But we have a really tough home schedule. We got to go to Pittsburgh to play them, and that's always a tough opponent. So I don't know, Herbie. It's just the taste that the Dolphins left in my mouth to end the season. I would love to sit here and be homerific and just be like, yeah, man, we're going to win 10, 11, 12 games. But Herbie, they got to show me something, man. Like, they got to show me something. And I understand to the Dolphin fans who may listen and be opposed to the way I'm looking at it. Tua got hurt. I get it. What's to stop this nigga from getting hurt again, Herbie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, you never know what to expect from these Dolphins. And if Tua doesn't get hurt, maybe half the roster gets hurt. It just seems like in this regime, they can never get anything right. Now, I will say, Herb, if the Dolphins can actually show some against this kind of a schedule where we get a lot of tough opponents at home, we get a lot of top flight quarterbacks in our building, which we got to go to one of these games, right? Like, we got to go to one of these home games, bro. Like, there's going to be 1 or 2 home games worth going to go see, hopefully. But, nah, man, it's just, I feel like I think Dom just left a comment that perfectly encapsulates how I feel, man. I think he, I think let's see. My boy said we will somehow be as close to 500 as humanly possible. As always, more football purgatory.
Purgatory, man. More football purgatory, man. You are the Pittsburgh Steelers with palm trees, man. Clap it up, man. Round of applause, man. Round of applause, man. Let's go ahead and clap. Let's go ahead and clap it up for the Miami Purgatory Dolphins, man. Round of applause, man. Round of applause, man. You guys are literally the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. You have a coach that has an obvious ceiling. You have a quarterback that is good but not good enough, in my opinion. But again, that's neither here nor there. And you guys will always be good but not great, which means that you can't ever be great because you're always good.
Good enough.
That sucks. That's a hamster on a wheel if I've ever seen one, dog. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
But you know what, Herbie? It's just stunning to me, the consistency of it. Like, Herbie, how are we consistently just a mediocre? Like, we don't have one like terrible regime. Like, all our regimes end up with us 8-8, 8-8, 9-7, 7-9, 8-8. Like we can't, like, this year 8-9. Like, okay, we went 11-6 the year before, but we had a shit ton of injuries, so we couldn't even enjoy that, Herbie. Nope. And then I guess dude, we went 9-8, I think, the year before. We went 10-6 to his first season, I guess, but we didn't make the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. So it's just like, Herbie, it's just, 8-9 this year. It's just, Herbie, 8-9. Now, we can't even be fully 500 no more, bro. We're either 8-9 or 9-8, and it's equally as unsatisfying, Herbie. No matter which way you look at it, you flip the numbers, and you're not happy. Either way, you know what I mean? Any other record, you can't flip the numbers, Herbie. You flip an 8-9, 9-8, who cares? It's the same shit. Just an extra game. You just can't be 500.
That is very true, man. So let's go ahead and get some comments in real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the schedule up so people get a visual of it as well, man. So shout out to Brandon Halam, man. The AFC South has more wins this postseason than the NFC North and AFC West combined. This is true. Now, this is definitely schematics. I mean, but it is true. The Packers and the Eagles, the Packers and the Vikings went out spectacularly. And we'll get back to the Vikings because I got some back kicking to do. The Chargers went out spectacularly, and I loved it because that gave me an opportunity to do something that I have been holding in this entire season. Raging war on that hack Justin Herbert, man. And the pride and joy of the AFC South, the Houston Texans are in the divisional round 2 years in a row. And we'll get to that as well, man. And let me go ahead and get this comment as well, man, from the homie Dom. At least we don't consistently waste Hall of Fame talent like Pittsburgh. Well, except for Cameron Wake. This is also true. You guys are not as talented as the Pittsburgh Steelers have been, especially on defense, especially at wide receiver. Now, these recent years can be argued with the Jalen Waddles and the Tyreek Hills and the Jonnu Smiths. But historically,
no.
Going back the past 20 years, definitely going back to 2007 when Mike Tomlin was hired, the Steelers have been significantly more talented than you guys. But they have gone to 2 Super Bowls in that time frame. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in that time frame. So
That tells you everything. And
that
don't
tells
forget
you
a couple
everything.
of AFC championships too. You know, Ben lost in some AFC championships, so.
But let's go ahead, and I know you mentioned it. I just want to go ahead and get these in real quick, just so we can have a visual. Start to finish, you guys played the NFC South and the AFC North. Why do you guys always play the Ravens? I don't know. It's like,
bro, it's crazy, dog. Like, it's just, we're just, and you know what's funny, Herbie? The funny thing about that is that Tua has a winning record against Lamar. Would you believe that?
Tua has a winning record against a couple of dudes, bro, and people not ever going to give him his credit, bro. That's just what it is, dog. So let's just run it off, man, one by one, man. You guys play the Falcons, the Bills, the Panthers, the Browns, the Colts, the Buffalo Bills, obviously. Matter of fact, we ain't even gonna talk about the division game. Those that's a given. You play the Ravens, the Bengals, the Saints, the Bucks, the Chargers, the Commanders, and you finish the season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. So
well, the actual schedule's not out. We don't know the order. We don't know the order yet. This is just the games.
Okay, this is just who y'all gonna play. Well, I figured because they all had Miami Gardens. So I figured, but this is who y'all are gonna play, basically.
Yeah.
So how are we going 8-9 or are we going 9-8? Because it's gonna be either one of those two. There's only gonna have two options. Are we going 8-9 or 9-8?
Man, I mean, I could only go 9-8. I can't choose the losing record. Like, you know, we at minimum we gotta go 9-8. But here's the thing, Herbie. Like, here's the question I pose to Dolphin fans who are gonna come across this. Like, let's just say, just hypothetically speaking, let's say that the Dolphins do win a playoff game. Do we still want to run this back? Do we trust McDaniel has figured it out? Do we trust that Chris Greer has figured it out? Will we trust that Tua will be able to remain healthy? That's the only thing about this, Herbie. Like, this season, to me, I'm not speaking for all Dolphin fans. I don't want to drag all Dolphins fans into my bubble. I'm just the type of person who likes to just think about it and go, like, what are we really doing here, man? Like, are we really like what are we really doing here, Herbie? Like, we're running this shit back. It's gonna, the Dolphins will look good early, and then when the late season comes, injuries will happen. The bad December football, like, Herbie, I've never seen a team more allergic to December football than the fucking Dolphins, Herbie. Like, the only way the Dolphins could ever do anything in the playoffs is if we get home field advantage, and these numbnuts always find a way to screw that up. These niggas lost a Monday night game to the Titans that kept them out of winning the division, Herbie. A team that they had the only under 500 team they lose to that season. Like, Herbie, it's just, I'm just dejected at this point. I'm just at the point where
I love it.
Like,
welcome.
I just gotta be honest, man.
We coming, baby. It's a sad and lonely place to be, man. We'll get to that. Spoiler alert, because we are talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Matter of fact, since we got people in the chat, man, y'all know everybody in the chat, man. Like, comment, you feel me? Run it up, man. Let's hit this algorithm, bro. So for today's episode, we're going to preview the 4 divisional games. Real short. We're not going to spend too much time on them. We prefer to react to games more than preview games because we have no idea what's really going to happen, right? So we don't want to go too in-depth. But at the back half of the show, we are going to go ahead and react to the Deshaun Watson news, or the article by The Athletic that came out. Me and Rod both read the article in totality, and we both have our opinions. I want to go ahead and address the Rooney Rule, because every year, every Black Monday, and if you don't know what Black Monday is, that's when a bunch of coaches get fired, or Red Monday, or whatever you want to call it, right? And that new batch of coaches get hired, and then the Rooney Rule is always a topic of discussion, bro. This shit is like clockwork, bro. It's like clockwork. And then me, as a dejected Cowboys fan, I have to talk about, and again, I try to keep Cowboys conversations out of this podcast. I don't want to soil the good people of South Florida with this nonsense, but I couldn't avoid it. I have to talk about Jerry Jones wanting to hire, or putting it out there that he wants to hire Deion Sanders to be the next Dallas Cowboys head coach. But before that, I got some pat kicking to do. I told y'all. Shout out to Young Thug daughter. I told y'all. Y'all thought I was lying. Y'all thought I told y'all. Y'all believed in him. Don't try to fake the funk. Nah, bruh. Don't try to. They try to fake the front rod. They try to fake the front rod. They try to fake it. I told y'all. I told everybody in NFL. I said, bro, a leopard can't change his goddamn spots, man.
Man, that game was bad, Herbie. That game was bad. Like, Herbie, Sam's sanity is over. Sam's sanity is over. Okay, he had his Lynn sanity. He had his Jeremy Lin run, bro.
Yeah,
it's a wrap,
nigga.
man. It's
yeah,
a wrap,
nigga.
Man.
What LeBron
It's
James
over.
do? I told y'all about Sam Darnold, man. Y'all didn't want to listen, though. Bruh. Once a dude that's seeing ghosts, always a dude that's seeing ghosts, man. You can't fool me. He flamed out in New York. He flamed out in Carolina. He flamed out in Minnesota. And Minnesota's one of the coldest places in America. How you flame out there?
Bruh.
I told y'all, man.
All
right.
Herbie, I ain't gonna hold you, man. That boy seen Bruce Willis, boy, 6th Sense type shit. Man. That nigga he was fucked against the Rams, man.
Who will have a better record next year, the Finns or the Cowboys, man? That's like asking who's gonna win between. I don't know, bro. That's a slobber knocker, bro. That's Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, bro. At SummerSlam, dog. I don't know, bro.
Dom, you just essentially asked who's gonna win the race between a turtle and a snail. That's just basically asking me. Is it gonna be the snail or the turtle? The question is, who cares? How about that? Who cares,
yeah,
man?
who cares, man? Who cares, man? All right, man. Let's get into some previews, man. Bada bing, bada boom. First preview. And we're going to go in order of how the games are going to be played. We got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. Chiefs, Texans, first game of the divisional round weekend, man. And how do you feel about this game, Rod? What do you ultimately think is going to happen? Let's discuss.
Well, so I'll be honest, Herb, because we've had some time to think about it since the game. So I was thinking to myself, this is the game that everybody thinks the Chiefs are going to win. But even though as bad as the Texans looked on offense for most of the game against the Chargers,
don't do it right.
No. Just listen. Just hear me out. Look,
I'm praying for you, man. I'm praying.
I'm gonna lay it out. I'm gonna lay it out like this, Herbie. I'm gonna lay it out like this. The Texans and the Chiefs already played, and the Chiefs whooped that ass. So they already got that. The Texans already got that, right? But at the end of the day, Herbie, this is a game for the Texans to prove for themselves, to their franchise, to their fans that they belong, right? Like, here's the thing: the Chiefs as a team, their defense, it's not what it was last year. Herbie, the Chiefs are the weirdest team I ever seen in my life. They went 15-2, and it's like, what are they particularly great at? Like, you can't even tell me whatever other than just being fucking clutch, right? But the tackles for the Chiefs haven't been that great, Herbie. I mean, at the end of the day, the Texans have one of the best pass rushes. Granted, the Chiefs have had a top 10 rush defense all season. CJ Stroud, Herbie, he can prove that he's that guy. I mean, the Chiefs secondary is susceptible to take some heat. So I don't see this as an impossible game for the Texans, Herbie. For me to say I would pick them to win, I just ain't got the ball. The Chiefs have that moniker that the Patriots had during their, like, they've earned that. The man already got 3 rings, Herbie. He's
not even 30 yet, bro. That's the crazy part.
He's not 30, and Herbie, and think about this. This ring means more to him than any other ring would, Herbie, because this would be the one thing Brady didn't do. This would be the three-peat is the one, like, Brady has 7 rings, Herbie. Like, he's penciled in at the GOAT. But for Mahomes, who wants to enter that chamber, who wants to be a part of that conversation, he has to get the three-peat. For people, like, maybe not for everyone, but for most people. He has to,
because the thing is, the only person that consistently beats Patrick Mahomes in the postseason is Tom Brady. So he already has that over him. And Patrick Mahomes has said it himself. Like, it's hard for me. Patrick Mahomes himself said it's hard for me to ever be the GOAT when Tom Brady beat me twice. He beat me in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So
Super Bowl,
this is the only thing that he can really have over his head is winning a three-peat. The problem is that the obstacle, and this is why you get the first seed. You get rest, you get home field advantage throughout, and you get to play the worst of the. You get to play the worst team left, dog. Like the Texans played the Chargers, dog. Like there's absolutely nothing you can take away from that game. No disrespect to the beautiful city of Houston. Everybody know, if you know me, Houston is my second home. I love me some H-Town, baby.
Shout out to the Breakfast
Club. Shout out to more than the Breakfast Club, because H-Town got the babies. But, however, I have to look at this big picture-wise. Big picture-wise, are you really going to believe in Bobby Slowick against the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champs Kansas City Chiefs, the team that already beat the dog snot out of the Chiefs, Texans already this season, bro? Like, it's hard, man. Like, it is. It's hard.
and Herbie, to your point about Bobby Slowick too, you want to talk about one of the most predictable play callers in the NFL? Run, pass. Like, bro.
I get it though, but the problem is that the offensive line for the Texans is really bad. It's to the point where people try to clown Bobby Slowick for his choices and how he doesn't set up and he doesn't dress things up enough and he runs too much, especially on first down. You gotta run when you don't have an O-line, dog. Like, it's already bad enough. Like, it's already bad enough. You gotta take that pressure off of your second-year quarterback. Like, I get it. CJ had an incredible rookie season. This is his second season. He's still young. I don't even think he could legally rent a car in most states. You have to be 25. He's 2 years away from that. You know what I'm saying? So it is going to be interesting. Me personally, it's too tall of a task. This team right now with that offensive line, and you got Chris Jones on the other side, I personally just can't see them taking that victory, man. Let me go ahead and get some notes. Whatever. Hold on. And this is tying up a loose end. And the Raiders may still pay him $40 million. That's him talking about Sam Darnold. Somebody's giving him a 40 piece, bruh. I can't see it. If Tom Brady allows the Raiders to give Sam Darnold a 40 burger, all right, dog. All right, bruh. Tom just don't give a fuck no more, bruh. Tom he's just there for the vibes, bruh. Tom got to put an end to that, bruh. And this is David and Goliath, but Goliath usually wins in real life. Facts, man. So let's go ahead and give a prediction, because I ain't gonna lie. I kind of stepped on everything you were saying. My bad, Rod. I ain't gonna hold you. My bad, bro.
You good.
Prediction though.
Opinion, man.
Prediction though. What you got?
As much as I was trying to big up the Texans, Herbie, I do think they're not gonna get their asses kicked like they did last time.
No, fair. Like, it's hard to curse stop a team twice in the same season, for sure.
Yeah, but the Chiefs listen, Herbie, I don't think they scored 30 all season, bro. So
they have not. They did not scored 30 at any point this season.
So I think this will be like a 23-17 type of game.
Dude, do you know them blocking that field goal against the Broncos changed everything this entire season? Because that essentially secured them the number one seed. If they had that record, they're probably playing the Ravens or the Bills this week. The things that you don't think matter have monumental consequences down the line when you think of the totality of the season.
The Bills would have had the tiebreaker over them. You're right. Yeah. You're right. That's so fucking crazy. That's crazy, dog.
That's crazy. That blocked field goal got them that first round bye. That's fucking crazy, man. So, what was your final score? What did you think?
23-17 Chiefs.
23-17 Chiefs. I'm gonna go 24-14 Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to get on them early, and then it's going to be a little too much for the Texans to come back, man. So let's move on to the next game, man. Commanders and Lions. Now, this puts me in a very precarious position. I am a Cowboys pseudo fan. I don't even know what to call myself when it comes to the Cowboys at this point, right? However, to quote the great philosopher Kendrick Lamar, I inherit the beef. And the beef is with the Washington Commandos, the Philadelphia Bummels, and the New York Bums. However, out of the three people I'm supposed to beef with, I have historically and most importantly now have always not hated the Washington Commandos that much. So it always puts me in a weird position because I really like this Washington Commanders team. I really love the Jaden Daniels experience and story, but I'm not supposed to root for them at any point in time because they're a reflection of everything that my team is not doing. And they're going against a team that I adopted and I might have almost got drafted to in the Detroit Lions, who I also want to see win. So this is one of those games where I'm actually going to be mad to see one of these guys get kicked out, bro, because this is just how shit shakes when you get slotted in certain positions, bro. I would love if the Washington Commanders and Lions could play in the Super Bowl. It would never happen. They're in the same conference. So it's going to be tough to see one of these teams lose, bro. What is your perception of this game?
So Herbie, I don't know how many of you guys out there are wrestling fans, especially from the Attitude Era like us, but I'm gonna compare this game to like a WrestleMania, right? Um, let's just say this weekend is WrestleMania, and the main event is gonna be the Ravens and the Bills. This matchup, Herbie, is tables, ladders, and chairs with the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. Like, the reason why I say this, Herbie, is because even though what we might assume to be the best matchup is the last game of the weekend, I think this has all the potential to have fireworks all over the field, Herbie. Large in part due to the fact that both of these teams' defenses really won't be able to stop the other, Herbie. Like the Detroit Lions defense has had a litany of injuries that has fucked them over. Like, they've played admirably with all the injuries that they've had, but Herbie, you can only next man up only works to a certain point. And you're going up against, first of all, the Lions all season long have not been good against scrambling quarterbacks. So Jaden Daniels, that's one of his weapons. And then you look at the other side of the ball, Herbie, the Washington Commanders arguably have the worst defense left out of any playoff team. Not only that, they haven't been good at stopping the run all year. And what do the Lions like to do? Pound that thing down your throat. So this game has all the makings of being a back and forth, much similar to the Commanders game against the Bucks. But I'll tell you, Herb, I feel pretty good about the Commanders. I think the Commanders can take this, Herbie. I think
Oh,
they can
for sure.
upset, man.
For
I
sure.
feel good
For
about them.
sure.
I feel good about them. Yeah.
For sure. So let me go ahead and because when we're talking about the injuries and stuff like that, right? It made me actually want to do this. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and rattle off some names. And I'm gonna wonder if that's gonna make you change or are you gonna keep your same opinion. All right, man. So projected returns, man. Graham Gaslow, already back. Khalif Raymond should be back. Jalen Raves Maben should be back. Alex Alazone should be back. David Montgomery should be back. And it's a lot. Carson Davis, if they make it, should be back in it next week. And Aiden Hutchinson should be back by the Super Bowl. So with them getting their depth back, how do you feel? Does that change it? Because it's not like they have everybody out like they did at the beginning or the midway point of the season. And you saw when them dudes came back, you saw what happened, and you saw what they were able to do to the Minnesota Vikings. They absolutely decapitated them last week. So
yeah, true. A lot of that had to do with Sam Darnold playing quarterback, though.
That is true.
But I don't want to take any credit away from them because I don't want to take any credit away from them though because Aaron Glenn has done a spectacular job all year as a defensive coordinator for him. I will say now that I didn't realize how many guys were getting back.
Hold on, Rod. I need you guys. I apologize. My daughter's here and she's trying to sneak into the room. So, Rod, go ahead and filibuster. My bad, dog. I'll handle this.
I got you. I'll talk about the game. So, look, when it comes to this Commanders Lions game, like I said, man, this is the TLC of the playoffs. And I'm really, first and foremost, man, I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed with Jaden Daniels, man. When you talk about a first-year quarterback who made a ton of impact on his team, I was looking at a stat that I saw earlier this week. I'm about to pull it up right now. I think I saved it on my phone. I'm looking it up real quick. This is what we're working with here when it comes to Jaden Daniels. In NFL history, there have been 3 instances of a team having 0 turnovers, 0 punts, and in a game starting a rookie quarterback, regular season or postseason. All 3 of these games have been by the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, who had these numbers in week 2, in week 3, and last week or this past weekend. So think about that, man. Like the efficiency that he has. This man in his rookie season has done something that no rookie has ever done, and he's done it 3 times. Have a game with no turnovers and no punts, which is like that isn't even like a game with no punts might have a pick thrown here and there. I think it's like truly remarkable how well that he has played, how well that like you just see the like the life that the Commanders have, the way Terry McLaurin is roaring when he scores. You know what I'm saying? Brian Robinson Jr., even though he didn't have a good game last week and probably won't this week because the Lions run defense is for real. But they have a quarterback that they can rely on, Herbie. And I gotta tell you, Commanders fans, I'm low-key hating on you, man, because you know what? At the end of the day, I like Tua, and I'm a Tua guy, but my fan base is at war with this guy. Yeah, I know for a fact that all Commanders fans,
100% approval rating.
They're 100%. Yo, it's like the Bills fans. You never see a Bills fan slander
It's
Josh
100%
Allen.
approval rating. It's 100%. You could be the Grand Wizard of the KKK, and you are a fan of Jaden Daniels if you're a Commanders fan.
Crazy.
All right. Before we get to the next game, I'm pulling for the Lions, but deep in the recesses of my mind remembers that Goff went to a Super Bowl and did not score. That might have been the worst Super Bowl I ever watched.
You put up
Hold
3
on.
points, man.
You got kids that don't listen. Zah, what did I say? Put the volume down, baby. Put the volume down. Put the volume down. Can you hear that, Rod?
Y'all. No, I'm good. I don't really hear
No. I'm asking, can you hear it? Because I need to know if it's getting on the record, if it's getting on the live stream.
Slight. I don't really hear it now. I don't really hear it now.
Volume down. Thank you.
Nah,
Jesus, man. Yeah. Hey, man, having kids is rough. Even for podcasters and content creators, man. Daddy daycare and being a parent doesn't stop. Y'all understand, man. So I apologize in advance, bro. Before we get into the next game, go ahead and give me a score. What are you thinking? How you leaning?
Well, now that you kind of, gave me some of that information I was lacking, you know what, Herbie? There's gonna be an upset in this somewhere in this divisional round. Let's go, Commanders!
Let's
Commandos!
go.
28-24, man. 28-24, man. Let's go, Commandos.
I can't see it. I think it's going, bro. Ford Field divisional round. That thing is going to be crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be rocking.
It's gonna be rocking, dog. I think this. It's a magical story. It's an amazing story. It's a hell of a story, especially if you're a Washington sports fan. But I do think it comes to an end, man. I think it's gonna be 34-24. The Lions, man. I think the Lions got something to prove. I think the Lions want it, man. So that's gonna be my thing, man. Next game. Rams and Eagles. This is going to be the first game of the Sunday slate of games, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, out in Philadelphia, the slum of the Northeast. Mm-hmm. The LA Rams are coming to Lincoln Field. And boy, do I want them to win so goddamn bad. I wear my hate for the Eagles on my sleeves, dog.
Proudly, I see.
I will never ever shy away from my bias. There's gonna be people that saying, "Oh, you don't like the Eagles." Well, you're right. Is the sky fucking blue? Yes, I hate them. All right, I fucking hate them. All right. But I will try to be my best and my due diligence out of the integrity of sports and this podcast to be objective. Fuck that. LA Rams, Matt Stafford, Shalvin Faye, Puka Nakua. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. You know what you got to do, man. Y'all know what you got to do.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, bro. What you got going for you is that the Rams seen these niggas already, right? And the Rams got their ass kicked the first time they played, but sometimes that's good for you. Sometimes you gotta go into the boss fight, get your ass kicked, take a break, do some side quests and then come back to the boss fight. So now the Rams, having, they were terrible, Herbie. They allowed 5 sacks that matchup. They were 0 for 8 on third down. So the Eagles, especially defensively, did a number on the Rams. But when I look at the Eagles, Herbie, this is the thing about the Eagles that I'm sure it aggravates you as an NFC East fan, but even me as a football fan, it doesn't even really aggravate me. Like I look at it like, bro, how do you? We spoke about it on the last pod that we did. Herbie, the Eagles are a team that they don't have to throw the ball to beat you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like
they don't.
The Eagles legitimately don't have to throw the ball.
They don't have to throw the ball. They won a playoff game going away, and their quarterback, I think, had 140 passing yards. He pulled a Jimmy Garoppolo.
He had 40 yards in the first half, bro.
He pulled a Jimmy Garoppolo, man. Like, think about this. And again,
they were 2 for 11 on third down, Herbie. The Eagles.
That's impossible.
Like, come on.
That's impossible.
And they won, like, going away. Like, bro, their team is just so fucking talented, bro. Like, I'm inspired by that shit. Like, if you want to be a GM, like, Howie Roseman is the Sam Presti of fucking football, Herbie. Like, the way he was able to acquire all that talent, like, it's just, bro, it makes you just look at that team like, damn, like, Jalen Hurts, he don't deserve this. Like, for real.
And that's the
how
thing,
I be feeling
though.
Sometimes.
And that's the thing, though. So let me go ahead and get these 2 comments because they're gonna reinforce the point that I'm gonna ultimately make. Right. So the problem is, I believe in Stafford more than Hurts. The Eagles are an anomaly where the QB is the weakest link on a star-studded offense and defense. There's nothing else you got to say,
Very well put.
And this highlights that. Hurts went 90 minutes without a completion and they won. Because, like Ross said, they don't have to complete a pass to beat you. They'll throw it. It might go hit somebody in the sideline or hit somebody in the fucking face that's in the stands, but they don't have to complete a pass.
And Herbie, here's the thing. You guys remember that 255-yard game that Saquon had? Do you remember who it was against? The Rams. The Rams haven't been good at stopping the run all year, and they highlighted that. They maximized that against the Eagles the first time they met.
And this is ultimately why I have to take the Eagles, because at some point there's too many strengths on the Eagles side that is diametrically opposed to what the Rams do on both sides, right? The Rams want to beat you with their receivers. I got 5 cornerbacks for them dudes. The Rams want to try to run the ball. I got Jalen Carter in the middle. You are bad against stopping the run. I have Lane Johnson. I have a all-pro that's 6'8", 350 that used to play fucking rugby that we just converted to a fucking right guard. And I have the running back of his generation, bro. I have a 230-pound Barry Sanders-esque football player to run behind that all-time great offensive line.
Ridiculous, bro.
The only thing that will stop the Eagles is number 1. But the irony of it, and I always want to highlight this because I don't want this to get lost, especially because Jalen Hurts is a black quarterback, and black quarterback, the achievements that they do or they create or they do for themselves get lost unless you're a Lamar Jackson. And look what Lamar Jackson has to do. He has to be a 3-time MVP, and he's still fighting demons, dog.
They still call him a running back, Herbie.
They still call him a running back. Jalen Hurts was on the field with Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Patrick Mahomes, and he was the best player on the field 2 Super Bowls ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened. Shane Steichen can't be that much of a quarterback whisperer, dog. Losing Shane Steichen shouldn't do that to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the potential is still there to go to another level. So you've seen what it is. You've seen what the best version of Jalen Hurts is. He's not that far removed from that guy. He hasn't played like it in a very long time. He hasn't looked like it in a very long time. But the potential is still there. So with that said, though, man, as much as I would like to see it happen, as much as I would like to get on here and absolutely obliterate the whole entire city of Philadelphia, I have to be honest, and I do have to go ahead and give an honest opinion, bro. I'm going to go Eagles 20, Rams 17. I don't think they're putting up points, but I think the defense and they'll just bleed the clock out with the run game, man. What do you think?
I mean, Herbie, we're of very similar opinions. Look, I like the Rams, man. I like rooting for like the underdog teams. Stafford, I'll be honest, Stafford was a guy that like most of his career, I gave him a lot of shit, Herbie. I didn't think once he won the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, I guess I can't give you too much shit anymore.
Man, listen, bro. It's annoying because he's actually better post the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl season is gonna get lost in history because they won a Super Bowl. But
17 picks, Herbie.
17 interceptions that season. He had 6 pick sixes in a season. He was who he was at Detroit. Like he almost threw a pick to end the game in the NFC Championship, dog. He did. It hit him right in his hands. The safety just dropped it.
Yeah.
Now, after that, he's been a top 5 quarterback or played like a top 5 quarterback. Right. But that Super Bowl run is such a farce, dog. That's just so cap, dog.
But you know what's funny? The beauty of a Super Bowl run for a guy like him is that it completely flips your legacy.
Absolutely.
Instead of being one of the lost good Herbie, I know we're not talking about the Chargers, they're gone, but there's something that irks me, and this is just a quick aside. I don't want any of y'all niggas comparing Justin Herbert to Phillip Rivers.
Ever.
Like just like
don't
Herbie.
Do it.
Phillip Rivers was a fucking warrior, bro. This man won playoff games. This man played on a torn ACL in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, who, if he was healthy, they might have been able to beat those niggas. Like, he beat Peyton Manning multiple times in the playoffs. Like, Phillip Rivers is one of the funnest, most exciting quarterbacks to watch. Yes, he would give you the what the fuck games here and there. He's had a bunch of them against the Dolphins, nigga. I still remember a game where he had like 4 picks and 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, I remember that game was crazy.
Kiko Alonso, bro. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
That was crazy.
But at the end of the day, he was a gunslinger, and we all know Herbie gunslingers just do stupid shit, bro. That's just what we know them for. But I don't ever want to hear y'all compare Phillip Rivers to Justin Herbert.
I love it, man.
I bring that up to say this, Herbie. The sad thing about guys like Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger won championships, so he won't get
There's 2
lost.
of them. He's straight.
You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that those guys get lost in history sometimes. Like, sometimes people don't remember the Dan Fouts, right? They should, but sometimes you don't remember the great quarterbacks who didn't win because it's all about winning. And I guess that's just the name of the game,
Yeah, but
right?
the flip side to that, and this is the beauty of it, and I see this a lot with basketball players, right? Where it's like the further you get removed from a player, the more tinted the rose is in the glasses, dog. Like, you guys, they're already doing. I'm already seeing people do this shit with James Harden and certain players. Like, I was there, dog. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, don't fucking do that.
T-Mac, dog.
Right?
T-Mac,
like,
people love T-Mac, dog.
Oh my God, it's the worst with T-Mac. It's the worst with T-Mac. Oh my fucking God, it's the worst with T-Mac, dog. Oh, I want to vomit anytime there's a T-Mac discourse online. Niggas don't remember why you don't have a championship, right? Nobody's going to remember the game where Dan Fouts didn't bring his A game in multiple playoff games, right? So the further you get removed from those games, the better your legend grows because nobody remembers it, right? Like,
right.
There's gonna be kids who are gonna look up Dan Marino stats and look up and be like, "What the fuck? Why he not the GOAT?" Right? And it's gonna take somebody who was there in 83, 84, 86, 85, 90, 94 to say, "Well, this is why." You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of it is, till I die, I'm gonna be on this nigga Justin Herbert's neck. Till I die. There's gonna be a little kid that's gonna say, Justin Herbert in the 2024 season, he only threw 3 picks. I think he's underrated. And I'm gonna say, well, he threw 4 picks in the playoff game, though. I'm on his neck for life. For life, kid. For life. I'm on his neck. I'm going to say he blew a 27-point lead to Trevor Lawrence, though. Yeah, I'm on his neck, nigga. Facts, nigga. Like, all right, man.
That's hilarious.
Now it's time. This is it. You feel me? The entire weekend is
main
awesome.
event.
All the games are awesome. But this is the UFC card, and the UFC card is always a main event card, right? We got the co-main events, we got the prelims, but this is the main event. We already talked about this on last week's pod. Where's my nigga Don King at, bro? Only in America, man. How you want to call this? Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's versus Evander Holyfield. Motherfucking George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. This is a heavyweight battle. This is what we all here to see. The MVP of the streets title is on the line. Bills, Ravens, 6 o'clock on Sunday evening. I can't wait. Legacies will be altered forever after this game.
Hey, we got to record late that day. Because the game
Nah, facts. Facts.
We got to record late that day.
Yeah, we recorded late. Either we gonna record before game, bro. Either we recorded at 1 o'clock before the games, or we recorded late, man. Oh, hey, we got some comments. Hey, everybody, man, make sure we got some comments. We got 6 people, man. Go ahead, throw them comments up, man.
Vamos.
Man, you already know Dolphins fans in the building, man. But back to the game,
though. Sorry, man. Sorry, Mambos. You know the team, man. They got us suffering, man. But much love. Appreciate you showing love. Dog.
Okay. Now, I did all that hyping up. I did all that energy because I am excited. I'm going to be clued in. I'm going to have me my beers. I'm not leaving. Like, I'm putting my phone on D&D, all that. Hopefully, the game rewards us. But with that said, there's a reason why the Bills lost to the Ravens earlier in the season, 35-10. And that's when the Bills were healthy. They lost 35-10. I don't know how the Buffalo Bills stopped the running game, Rod, of the Baltimore Ravens. And I think that's ultimately going to decide this game, bro. I know that makes you happy to hear. I know you're ecstatic.
Herbie, I don't normally divulge details this personal, but my toes are curling, bro. Just hearing you say that, bro. My toes are curling, man. Herbie, look. Listen, the Ravens spanked that ass the first time, Herbie. Obviously, they're on the road. Buffalo was undefeated at home all year. This was supposed to be Josh Allen's MVP season, right? And it's probably going to go to Lamar. Man, Herbie, I can't get enough of this, man. Listen, I don't know what Lamar's going to do when he faces most likely Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. But Herbie, man, I was going to say I'm not a betting man, but I am a betting man. But if I was willing to put all my damn money on this, I'll put all my money on the Ravens on this one, Herbie. Fuck it. Like, that's how bad I want it, and that's how bad I know Lamar wants it, Herbie. The performance he had last week against the Steelers, a division rival who he historically has struggled against, with Derrick Henry, thunder and lightning, Herbie, the Ravens have the advantage in this game other than home field. I think to this point right now, I do think that the Ravens defense, considering how they have improved throughout the season, are better than the Bills defense right now, which the Bills defense, I think they finished the season ranked 22nd. So at the end of the day, you have a guy who I think is the better quarterback going up against, I mean, listen, James Cook is a great story. He ain't King Henry. You know what I'm saying? Zay Flowers didn't even play last week. I don't know what his status is for this week, but if he plays, you have another Pro Bowler in the lineup. Ravens defense right now, like I said, I take them over the Bills. So I think the Ravens go into Buffalo the better team from top to bottom. Like, I just, yeah, that's right, Vamos. Let's go, Ravens. RAVENSFLOCK. Fuck the Bills, Herbie. I'm sorry. Like, I can never root for the Bills. And listen, Josh Allen had a great year. He's had better years as a passer, but in terms of being a quarterback, this is the best version of him I feel like I've seen in terms of him having patience, him reading defenses, him being efficient. So I don't want to take all the credit away from him. He had a great rushing stats. But Herbie, at the end of the day, Lamar has a better team around him. And I know some people use that for their Josh Allen arguments, like, oh, it's just Josh Allen. And I guess, if you look at it that way, you could argue he's the MVP because, Obviously, Lamar has Derrick Henry and all that. And for me, Herbie, I don't care if Lamar wins the MVP or not because he has two already. The championship is what we want to see, And for those of you who are watching, I know I'm a Dolphin fan, but Lamar is from where we're from. All right, he's from Pompano. I went to high school where this nigga's from. So to see fucking Lamar Jackson, an all-time great quarterback already. Some people might argue, oh, he hasn't won a championship yet. That championship is coming, and it's probably coming this year. And it starts with him handling business in Buffalo with his team, with King Henry, who's hungry, with Zay Flowers, who's hungry, Mark Andrews, who's hungry, with that defense, with Harbaugh, Herbie. And look, I don't want to take anything. The Bills have great players, Herbie. The Bills are going to show up. They're home. Like, obviously, like, Josh Allen's thinking about Mahomes. Like, Josh Allen wants to finally get that over the hump. I mean, God, the man had a game where he lost the game in 13 seconds, Herbie. Like, at the end of the day, I know that forever lives in Josh Allen's mind. But I just think that the Ravens as a whole, this is going to be a tough game. I don't expect them to spank them like they did the first time. But I do think the Ravens will be able to control the clock better than the Bills will. I do think Josh Allen will find himself pressing at some point because I think the Ravens are going to get a lead, bro. I think the Ravens are going to be able to control the clock enough, to move the ball enough, to score enough. And I think their defense will be able to stop them more than the Bills' defense will be able to stop them. So to me, Herbie, I just don't – listen, obviously the Bills were the 2 seed. They could win this game. But for me, I mean, dude, put it like this, Herbie. Like, for me, Lamar Jackson, this is AFC championship or bust kind of season, bro. Really a championship or bust, but
that's where
the all-time greats. You know what I mean?
And that's where the conversation. Let me go ahead and chime in because that's the conversation that I know this is going to be headed toward. Like I said it 2 weeks ago, and Lamar Jackson is at a point. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But he's at a point where, dog, you have 3 MVPs. I'm not even saying you're gonna win one or you're more likely gonna win. No, you have it. You just ain't get awarded yet. You got 3 MVPs. You should be judged harsher than anybody else, not named Patrick Mahomes at this point. You are the Peyton Manning of your era.
Yes. Yeah, easy.
You are Black Peyton Manning, dog. So yeah, you should be held to a higher standard. That's what happens when you have 3 MVPs. We hold Aaron Rodgers, who has 4 MVPs, to a high standard, and we always say he didn't live up to his potential. It's Super Bowl or bust. It is Super Bowl championship or bust. Getting over the Chiefs ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, it will look good, but it will be for all not if you do not win the chip.
Close the deal.
But the dude that I'm listening to in these fucking press conferences, dog, and these interviews, bro, this man wants it. He is locked in. He is starving. He ain't hungry, Rod. He's starving. He's starving like how me and you was starving when we was in college, nigga. Before I got the food stamps. That boy hungry. That boy is hungry. They asked him, man. Do you see Josh? They asked him, it was an interview, and they asked Lamar Jackson, do you see Josh Allen when you're out? He was like, I don't hang with quarterbacks. Like, I don't hang with people at all, but I really don't hang with quarterbacks. I'm trying to beat them. We'll laugh about this when we're both old and retired. But right now, he's my competition. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist. That's the mentality that he's in, bro. He was talking about the Chiefs. He was like, "Yeah, I seen that little interception. That little, the South Florida really came out." I was like, "Oh, that boy's still mad about that interception, boy." That boy said, "Yeah, that little interception. Yeah, I seen him play that little bit. Yeah, I seen him play the little bit. It's cool though. It's cool though." I said, "Oh, he didn't sleep. He didn't sleep." Shout out to Win Zone. Hey, man. If you got a Win Zone in your city, man, I know because of inflation, they don't really got the deal like that no more. But think about this, and this is a plug. Win Zone, if y'all want to go ahead and sponsor us, Chubbies, if you want to go ahead and sponsor us, Win Zone had a deal, man. I think you get like 20 chicken tenders and like 30 wings for like $20. Needless to say, your boy got big off of Win Zone. Shout out to Win Zone, man. You was there.
Big back era, man.
You was there when I needed you. You feel me? You was one of the ones, man. You was one of the ones, man. All right, so, Rod, I know it's going to make you incredibly happy to say this, man, but let me go ahead and get that score, man. What do you think this game is going to be?
I think this is going to be a really hard-fought game. I do think I do think, despite what I bigged up Ravens defense, but Josh Allen is a great enough quarterback to put some points up on him, especially in a playoff game at home. So I think this is going to be a back and forth affair that ends 31-28. Ravens steal it on a last minute Lamar go ahead touchdown drive, leaving Bills fans, Bills Mafia, sick for the summer. Sick for the summer, Herbie.
That'd be awesome. I just me on my end, I just want a good game. I'm not gonna check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and give a score. But for me, I'll say 34-24. I'll say 34-24.
I like, hey, vamos, man. I like your scope, man. I hope that's it.
41-21. Hey, man, this is a deep cut.
Hey, Chinese
this is a deep cut.
Seminole Ridge. Oh,
the Chinese buffet next to Seminole Ridge. Oh, man, you gotta be a tally legend. You gotta be a tally legend to know what me and my dog Rod and my boy Pap are talking about. Y'all not locked in like us, man. Y'all not big backing like us, man.
That reminds me of Shoney's too. Hey, that reminds me of Shoney's too, bro. We used to go for the breakfast, man.
Oh,
shout out to the homie, man.
We got a real legend in the building. We're clapping up, man. Clap it up.
Matt Mason. Matty Bank. Matty Bank. Let's go. Matty Bank. What you drank?
Matty Bank, what you drank has made his appearance. Hey, man, we made it to the top, man. Matty Bank, show love to the pod, man. Another one, man. Another one, man. For Matty Bank in the building.
What?
A boardwalk reunion. Okay. Now, this episode is going way longer than I expected, but hey, fuck it. We're here to hang out. So, we got the fun portion of the pod out. Now, it's going to go ahead and be a little more serious, right? Because there are a couple topics that me and Rob wanted to touch for a variety of reasons. And the topics that we're going to touch on in order, we're going to go ahead and react to the Deshaun Watson article that came out. After that, we'll go ahead and touch on the Rooney Rule, and then I'll finish up with the Cowboys and whatever the fuck they got going on over there, bro. But let's start with the Deshaun Jackson stuff, man. So there was an article with Deshaun Jackson and Deshaun Watson. I apologize. My bad, Deshaun Jackson. I'm over here throwing you in the mud with the freaky man, dog. My bad, bro. Y'all don't even spell y'all name the same, bro. My bad, bro. My bad, bro. But the article did an investigative report on Deshaun Watson and basically the past 3 years, why it was so bad, why he was one of the worst quarterbacks we've ever seen. And that's not hyperbole. He's legitimately one of the worst quarterbacks that has ever graced the football field for that many starts.
Herbie, when you have an EPA that can match Jamarcus Russell's
Russell.
That's incredible. Go ahead.
And he was the only one. So it was Jamarcus Russell, Blaine Gabbert, Zach Wilson. You never want to be compared to Jamarcus Russell, and Zach Wilson. That's a nasty combo, dog. That's a nasty combo, dog. And the Athletic just dug into what was really going on behind the scenes, how bad it really got, how nasty it was. So, Rod, I know we both read it, but I want to go ahead and let you take the lead, man. So what was some of the most interesting details that you were able to piece from the report on your end, sir?
So as I was reading it, I took some notes, Herbie. So I'll just go, since we're kind of running pressed for time, I'll go through them real quick.
Nah, you don't got to rush. It's cool. It's cool.
All right, bet. So obviously Watson re-injured himself, which is like the biggest thing. But I'm going to start with a quote that somebody from the Browns organization said, which I think encapsulates just how the feeling was about him. Somebody in the organization said, you have to bring, this is after Joe Flacco took over after he had gotten hurt. You have to bring Joe back. Somebody has to teach Deshaun the offense. Joe picked it up faster in 30 days than Deshaun in 2 years. Herbie, this is who the Browns paid $230 million for.
Guaranteed.
Herbie,
fully guaranteed.
Herbie, Deshaun Watson, Herbie, take a look at some of the marks this man has. The Browns failed last season. The Browns failed to score. No, this season. The Browns failed to score 20 points in any Watson start this season. They averaged 4 yards per play with him under center. He was so disjointed, Herbie, that there were times where the offense was completely out of sync. He couldn't even get his drop back depth right. There were players who complained where he would drop back 8 yards, or he was supposed to drop back 8 yards and he would drop back 6, which would in turn fuck up the protection, have linemen run into him. Like, he would literally drop back into sacks, Herbie. Deshaun Watson, Herbie, might be the first quarterback in history we've ever seen work remote. He is a quarterback in theory who got paid. That's what he became, Herbie. And it's a fucking shame. This man got a death threat, Herbie. His agent, David Mulugeta, received a death threat from someone who said they were going to shoot him and will burn down his house. Like, he has developed this just vitriol for him. And why not, Herbie? He came into the Browns organization. Kevin Stefanski has a system that's been ran since God knows how long, the Shanahan-Kubiak system, which has shown success.
Yeah, wide zone.
Watson, wide zone concept, right? Deshaun Watson comes in and goes, no, I want to go shotgun.
Not doing it.
Not
my vibe.
I don't fuck with that shit. Yeah, I want to go shotgun. All right? And how much success has you had with that, bro? Nada. They fired the offensive coordinator. Go ahead, Herb. Go ahead.
No. And not to cut you off, but the reason why he could do all of that is because he got a fully guaranteed contract. He, more than anybody in recent memory, had a team by the fucking balls. They had to do whatever they wanted. They had to do whatever he wanted because he had a fully guaranteed contract. And this is what happens when you allow true free agency to creep into the NFL. NFL doesn't have free agency, right? Like, it has free agency, but the only free agents are people that the team wants to be a free agent, right? The Texans, there was no way that the Texans were going to keep Deshaun Watson. So that was the closest thing you got to free agency. And look what it took to get his services because he had a no-trade clause in his contract. It took him saying yes to the Cleveland Browns because they said we'll give you every dollar imaginable that we can under the fucking salary cap. Remember, he wanted to go to the Saints. The Cleveland Browns upped it and said, we'll give you $230, all of it, every dollar. Not $200, not $205, $230. Him, okay, fuck it. I guess I got to take it. That's how you end up in Cleveland. He never wanted to be there. He was never happy there. And he's a shell of himself. What did you think was going to happen? The Browns deserve all of this, by the way. Remember, they ran out Baker, who still has the rookie touchdown record for passing touchdowns in the season with 27. People want to act like Baker was a bust or he was this guy that never showed promise. That's not the case. That's not the case.
Not at all.
Odell Beckham's daddy just made a diss track on the nigga, bro. It just ruined the fucking team to morale, bro. But he was productive and he was good.
He won a playoff game for these dudes,
He won a playoff game for him, dog.
Come on, man. For the fucking Browns, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
So,
come on.
No team deserves this more, and I hate it for Browns fans, bro. The Browns
fans don't deserve it.
They don't deserve this. This is about Jimmy Haslam, dog. Like, the Browns fans don't deserve this, bro. But what do you expect? You're modeled literally after poop. You're called the Browns. You're called the Browns, dog. Like, what did you think was gonna happen, bro? So, I don't even know if you remember your point. I do apologize, dog. But what were you saying, Rod?
No, you good, man. I'm basically just gonna come to this point, Herbie. This was like, I don't really know, guys. Like, I didn't make a list, compile a list. I didn't really think about it too deep before we did this segment. But this probably is the worst trade of all time. Like, I don't know if there's a trade that we can think of that's truly worse than this. When you consider
this is 100% the worst trade. This is 100% the worst trade.
You consider the contract, you consider the position, you consider, like, there's so many things you can factor in, Herbie, that crowned this as the worst trade of all time. Like Herbie, only the Browns could be a part of this, Herbie. Only the Browns could be a part
Only
of
the
this.
Browns. Only the Browns.
And you know, I think one of the saddest things too, Herbie, is that Deshaun Watson, obviously him being a superstar athlete, I don't think he truly understands like how like his situation for real, right? Because the Browns are hell bent on not paying this man $92 million. These niggas are looking at every social media post, his TikToks. They're like, yo, was this nigga? They have a whole checklist. Did he box? Did he? Hey, was this nigga spelunking? Was this nigga like, bro, Herbie? They got a whole fucking list of things they're like. Deshaun Watson has PIs, Herbie, following him. Magnum PIs, nigga. Following his ass, bro.
This shit
like,
is so.
This shit
is so
fucked up, man.
This shit is hilarious, dog. I'm sorry, bro.
It's fucked up, bro.
The business of football is hilarious when it gets nasty, dog. But I'll say this before we move on to the Rooney Rule conversation. What did anybody expect from a team where the owner drafted Johnny Manziel because he talked to a homeless dude, bro? The homeless dude told him to draft Johnny Manziel. What do you expect, bro? Like,
Insanity, Herbie. Completely insane. Like,
oh my God, man. Oh my God, bro. Zah, stop.
Baby Z, I see she's lively.
And very, very lively today, man. Very lively today, man. Yeah, we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again, bro. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the Rooney Rule conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I have it as a question, and it's a rhetorical question, but I'm going to ask the question anyway, right? And this is for the people that's watching. This is for people out there. Does the Rooney Rule work? And Rod, I don't think you know the answer. I looked it up, but I doubt that you know the answer. But I want to use you as a muse, right? What do you think the number is of how many black head coaches or minority coaches? But I'll just say specifically black, because the number is tied to black coaches. How many black coaches do you think there have been in the NFL all time? Going back to 1920, since the inception.
Ooh, man. If there was more than
Don't think about it, just throw a number. You ain't gotta throw it. You just throw a number out, bro.
20?
27.
Damn.
27.
Wow.
27. Wow, 27. There's been 27 black head coaches in the NFL. Wow. And that's including Tony Flores. That's including Art Shell, guys that you might not even remember. You know what I'm saying? That's including Fritz Pollard, who was the first black head coach of all time. Like, it's been 27. And a lot of people on both sides, right? There's a lot of non-black people who think the Rooney Rule is stupid because non-black people like to live in this world where everything is fair. Because of systemic racism, they've become blinded to their, to their what's the word I'm looking for?
Privilege.
Thank you. Perfect. They've been blinded to their own privilege, right? So you have that side of the coin who thinks that it should not exist because it's about fairness. The best person gets the job. Psych. That's not how it fucking works. Then you got minorities who don't like the Rooney Rule because from their point of view, it makes it seem like it embarrasses people because you're just wasting your time. You're just going to an interview that you know you're not going to get just because you're just a box that needs to be checked off, right? And both sides missed the point, and both sides missed the point for different reasons. But the point of the Rooney Rule ultimately is this. It's to get people in the door. That's it. Like, that's it. The problem is not the Rooney Rule. The problem is the people doing the hiring. Because at the end of the day, I can't make you hire somebody you don't want to hire.
100%. There's money involved. Of course not.
It's just the reality of the situation, dog. Like, you could tell me I gotta interview 10 dudes. If I want a specific person, I'm gonna hire the specific person. Right. Now, why are you continuing to hire a specific person of a specific race. That's where the in-depth conversation lies, because why are you doing it? We're at a point where it is mathematically impossible for there to be more white coaches in a predominantly black league than black coaches or minority coaches. There's coaching programs that former players enter to become leadership roles or whatever all the time. The fact that majority of football teams don't have nothing but black people in the coaching staffs, that's a problem in itself. It's just like there's too many black players who want to be coaches who enter coaches that are not getting quarterbacks coach. They're not getting cornerbacks coach. And if they are, they're that permanently. They're not rising up the ranks. They're not getting promoted to defensive or offensive coordinator. Like, it just doesn't make sense for there's to be so many white coaches, right? And that's ultimately where the problem is. The reality of the situation is people are not getting these jobs out of meritocracy. Meritocracy doesn't exist in any asset of the world, bro. That's not how it works. People are hiring people that they cool with, man. A white coach is going to more likely be cool with a white guy, bro. So that's going to be my offensive coordinator. That's going to be my fucking defensive coordinator, bro.
It's a who you know kind of world, bro. It's a who you know kind of world. Herbie, take a look at, to your point, take a look at Bruce Arians. He made it a point to hire black coaches himself. Just because, you know, he can see kind of the bigger picture, right? He doesn't have a veil over his eyes where, oh, this racism doesn't exist. It's impossible. That was 100 years ago. Like, no, bro. Like, this shit, at the end of the day, Herbie, the saddest thing about it is that when I think about the Rooney Rule, when you talked about the minority of people, like, I've always been one of those people who was just like, what's the point of this fucking rule? This is just this is the quota rule. At least if we interview one black guy, it's okay. Like that's how I always looked at it, bro. And to your point, the entire point of it is to just give somebody an opportunity to get into the door. And sometimes a guy might impress. Some guys get opportunities. I think now, given the state of the league, Herbie, given where we are, we should start seeing more of an upswing in black coaches, right? Raheem Morris got a second shot. I know Lovie Smith, I believe, had got a second shot, or kind of. You know, still waiting on Jim Caldwell, who got fired, and Dan Campbell took over and he's done good now. But look at all the crap that happened.
Yeah, but Dan Campbell, and shout out to him, he's one of those people that is making it a point. He made, like, if you look at the staff, outside of Ben Johnson, that staff is black. Their defensive coordinator is black. Their GM is black, right? And again, I'm not trying to make this a black-white thing. It's just we can't run from these conversations either. Like, let's be adults. We can have serious conversations around race where it's not about racism. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to look at we have to be honest. Like, if you don't think that race and comfortability and being able to see yourself in the people that you're hiring plays a part in why you're hiring people in a predominantly black league, then I bro, unsubscribe from the channel, bro. Do you, bro? Hey, bro, we're not the channel for you. And I'm not talking to you. I'm not trying to speak to you, quite frankly. But the reality of the situation is, when it comes to black coaches, and we talked about this 2 weeks ago with Gerard Mayo, why so many black coaches get one season. Steve Wilkes, one season. Van Joseph, one season. Gerard Mayo, one season. A lot of owners truly don't see a black man as the CEO of the company. One of the few teams that was cool with truly, honestly seeing a black man as the CEO of their company, which is their football team, was the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Rooney Rule is named after Art Rooney. The Rooney family owns the Steelers. They truly believe in this. They gave Mike Tomlin a shot because they heard how good he was in an interview with the Miami Dolphins, who said he was too hip-hop. And they said, you know what? This dude is so hip-hop, we want the most saltine cracker dude ever, bro. And they hired Cam Cameron. The rest is history.
Yeah. 1-15, baby. The worst season I ever endured. Oh, man. I'll never forget that shit, man.
Carolina got a black staff. Hey, shout out to Dan Canolis, who is Hispanic. He's not white. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of times when a minority gets an opportunity, they're the fall guy, bro. Like, we need you to be bad. We're hiring you because we want to show that we're progressive, but we actually just want you to be bad, and then we're going to get rid of you and then hire the person that we want. We just seen that with the Patriots, man. We just seen that with the Patriots. And shout out to the Patriots, man. Patriots are hilarious, bro. You know what they did, which is why I want to talk about the Rooney Rule. You know what they did for how they, because now you have to hire, you have to interview 2 minorities. Because in 2003, the rule was created in 2003. And I'll just run up some stats just to get them out of the way. The reason why the rule was created, because up until that point, only 2% of the league had black head coaches and black coaching and staffs, period. That not just head coach. We're just talking about coaching, period. 2%. That means coordinators, position coaches is 2%. The rule came out in 2003. It went from 2% to 22%. But now it's fallen down back to 6 or 9%. So it went all the way up and it came back down. Why? Whatever. We'll leave that for another day. But because the league saw it going down, they changed the rule in 2020 where it went from you have to interview 1 minority coach to 2 minority coaches. And if you are able to promote a minority to a head coach or a GM, you get a 3rd round pick. They giving 3rd round picks to teams just to get niggas in jobs. It's that bad.
That's crazy, man. That's wild. That's wild.
Oh, I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. You just look. Your face is just.
There we go. But
Hey,
yeah, bruh.
in.
Oh yeah, somebody was calling me. That's what happened. I forgot to put my show on Do Not Disturb. They gotta give draft picks to niggas. They say if you take a nigga, you'll get a 3rd round pick.
Incentives.
You know how sad that is, dog? A 3rd round pick is valuable, dog. AJ Brown and shit. Like a 3rd round pick is not no bum ass pick, bro. Like a third. Brandon Marshall went in the 3rd round, bro. Devontae Adams went in the 3rd round, I think, bro. Like, that's a quality pick. They're giving quality picks just to give niggas jobs, man. So, and I say that to say this, to bring it back to the Patriots. The Patriots met their quota, and they put it in a tweet, and they put it in a what's it called it, and said, man, shout out to us. We interviewed Brian Leftwich and Pep Hamilton, man. Buy one, get one free, man. 2 niggas for the price of 1, man. Put it in the goddamn.
That's so Boston. That's so Boston. Hey, look at me.
They BOGO them niggas.
Bro. That's so Boston. Buy one nigga, get a nigga free. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
You know how wild and crazy that was to put that in a press release. We just interviewed Byron Leftwich and Pep Hamilton. You feel me? Like
all that patting themselves on the back, man.
Why even say that? Why even put them niggas in that buy one get one free moment, man? That was crazy, man. That was crazy. But the reality of the situation is, people blame the rule, but the rule works. Does DeMeco Ryan get a job if the Rooney Rule doesn't work? No, because it's not necessarily about the interview. It's about, yeah, we have somebody opportunity. Yeah, we had somebody in mind, but you were awesome. That person who's an assistant GM or a leader of the scout team who 2 or 3 years down the line gets promoted to GM and he needs to go ahead and do his own search, he's going to remember somebody that he did an interview with that blew him out the door. Like, we're not, like, my owner wants to hire this guy, but man, if my owner wasn't dead set on this person, I might have given you a chance. Now it's my turn. I'm going to come back for you.
Right.
Like, is it going to guarantee minorities get head coaching jobs? No. But we just had a record this year. 9 minorities got a job. Dave Canales, DeMeco Ryans, Gerard Mayo, Mike Tomlin, Raheem Morris. Who am I missing? It's a couple of people. I can't think of them all the top. But this was the nasty one. They try to throw Mike McDaniel in there, bro. Talking about multicultural, biracial, man. They try to slide him in there, bro. That shit was nasty. That's nasty. That man does not pass the brown paper bag test, bro. Stop it. All right? Like, stop it.
I mean, they're just going off of his genetics, man. He's technically biracial.
When that man said he was biracial, my mouth hit the floor, bro. That is the whitest half nigga I've ever seen in my life. No disrespect to him and his family, bro. No disrespect to him and his family, bro. But he is the whitest. He is definitely the whitest, bro.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So, how do you feel about it or whatever? Because I want to get your side.
Well, about what, the Rooney Rule?
Yeah, the Rooney Rule. Or whatever, because I know I took a lot, so I want to go ahead and get your.
Well, I guess maybe when you went away, I spoke briefly. Like, dude, to me, like I said, like I was in that group of people who just like always used to think that always. That's funny. Fucking Greg,
white rapper from Cali. Who that? Who the white rapper from Cali? G-Eazy? You talking about G-Eazy, dog? All right, we'll get caught up, bro. What were you saying, Rod?
Nah, when it comes to the Rooney Rule, Herbie, like you said, like the good thing about it is that it gives guys a chance to get their foot in the door. Like when I was growing up, when I heard about the Rooney Rule, like I'm one of those people who, like when it comes to race, like ideally, Herbie, race is not something that I really care to talk about because I've always been a person who's a lover of people. But as I've gotten older, I understand the importance, especially of men like us, especially as black men. You got to talk about this shit because it's a real thing. Like me personally, I wish we wouldn't have to fucking talk about this shit, but it's a responsibility at this point. And the thing that I love about the Rooney Rule now that I'm older is the fact that guys just get the opportunity. There's always, 99% of the time, these owners, the staffs, these organizations, they kind of have an idea of what direction they're gonna go. But you look at a guy like Brian Flores, Herbie, who he was supposed to be a fall guy, and he impressed. And Ross decided to give him another chance. And it's because of, and granted, he flamed out terribly. But at the end of the day, Herbie, it ends up working out for what it needs to. What we need is just more open-minded owners. Maybe we just need more black owners, bro. Maybe we just need more people like us who can own teams. I don't know how that happens. I don't know who kicks in that door. But at the end of the day, Herbie, I used to think that it was like kind of just like, oh, just meet the quota, you know what I'm saying? This is just the nigga quota rule. But now I see it now. I see the bigger picture now that I'm older, and I can at least appreciate the sentiment, at least.
Nah, facts. And again, like I said, I used to be on the side of thinking it's dumb, but the more I look at it, the more I think about it, and shout out to Bomani Jones because he's talked about it and he changed my perspective. And then when I thought about it, it brought me to that point too. Like, it is not about getting a job; it's about putting yourself in spaces that you never would have had to begin with. Like,
right.
The rule is not the problem. The fact that the rule had to be created in the first place is the problem. And that is a problem with a lot of other people involved that got nothing to do with the rule itself, man. And I'll just leave on that note. All right. And before we get up out of here, man. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get a couple of others. I'm gonna come back to that one, dog. Not G-Eazy. The half nigga.
He's talking about Logic. Oh, he's talking about Logic. I forgot about Logic, bro.
The half nigga Logic. Side note, I often forget that Pat Mahomes is a black QB. All right, man. This puts me in an impossible position because I try not to take anybody's blackness from them, right? But black is not just skin color. A lot of it is culture. And I would find it hilarious to put Pat Mahomes in a very black space. Now, granted, he played football his whole life, so he's comfortable with niggas. Like, let's not get it twisted.
There's no
he's coming. He's coming to the hood and he's vibing. So that's out the rip. But, dog, he knows how to work his way around a bar. I'll just leave it like that, bruh. He knows how to work his way around a bar. You see his wife. You see those beautiful white babies that he's created. That legacy is getting white. That legacy, that lineage is getting whiter by the day, man. All right, man. All right, man. Here we go. Last topic of the day. Before we get out of here, man, we running long, but it's cool. We here for the people. Everybody, make sure to drop some likes, hearts, stars. I don't even know what the fuck the shit is on Facebook, but do that. Run this shit up for the algorithm, man. Right. I'm gonna take it down memory lane, people. This is for the people. I want to say, let me go big screen on this one, man. I want to say it was. Oops, hold on. I keep forgetting to do that. I want to say the year was 2003, 2002, whichever it was. I stumbled across Channel 7, which is the local Fox network down here in South Florida. I didn't have cable at the time, so my options were limited. And it was Sunday around 4 p.m. I happened to see this thing, a game of sorts. Big dudes running really fast at each other. I was amazed. I was astonished. I didn't know what I was watching, but it was intriguing. I don't remember who the other team was, but I know who the home team was. And I saw a star on that helmet. I have since come to realize that that team that I fell in love with in 2002 with the black, terrible quarterback by the name of Quincy Carter was the Dallas Cowboys. I was stuck. I was smitten. I was, most importantly, hooked. I became a Cowboys fan. The worst decision of my life. Terrible decision, Rod. Terrible decision, Rod. Oh, my God. This team has done nothing but ruin me, give me pain, give me agony, give me despair, and I have not gotten anything in return. I have 2 playoff wins in 20 years. I have defeat. I have being the most hated franchise or fan base by the most people.
Yeah, for sure.
I get nothing for rooting and supporting the Dallas Cowboys. So I left. I left the church. I'm a free man. But every time I think about coming back, Jerry does some shit that says, dog, stay away, bro. Just stay away, dog.
Keep your sanity, man.
Keep your sanity. This is only for the most devoted, dog. If you truly not the most devoted, stay away, bro. Why, dog? Why, bruh? Oh, shout out to tighten up some what's it called?
What's up?
Brandon
boy?
Marshall was the 4th round pick out of UFC. Antonio Brown 5th round. Devontae Adams 2nd round. Drafted out. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, dog. Thank you for the clarifications,
corrections, man.
The corrections. The point is that they giving premium draft picks to give niggas jobs, which is crazy. Rod, let me ask you a question. Maybe you can answer this because I can't answer this shit, dog. Mm-hmm. Do you see the screen?
I see the screen.
Why, Rod? Why? Why?
Listen, man. Jerry is a character and a half, bro. Like, I mean, I'll say this though. I mean, you don't like the idea of a former Cowboy being your head coach, man?
Why? 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 This is okay. All right, dog. All right. Jerry Jones has officially lost the plot, dog. The plot is here, and he's looking for it. The plot is over here, and he's trying to find it. Where's the plot? I don't know where it is. I can't find. He's lost it, dog. He's lost the plot. He's lost the plot, dog. It's completely gone. It's over. Jerry Jones has been so invested in the business of the Cowboys that he doesn't even know what's best for the business of the Cowboys anymore, dog. What's best for the business of the Cowboys It's to win a fucking Super Bowl. That's it, dog. Not theatrics, not superstar head coaches, not being in the news all the time. They're Cowboys. It's always going to be there. You're always going to be on ESPN. You are the most valuable franchise in the world. Not North America, not America, not the East Coast, the world. You're more valuable than the Yankees. You're more valuable than the Lakers. You're more valuable than Barcelona, the soccer team. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to promote this team, dog. The fact that you would even throw it out there just shows you so unserious, dog. And I can't, bruh. I can't, bruh. Like, they're just such an unserious team and organization. You don't need to do this, dog.
How far the mighty fall, Herb? How far the mighty fall, man?
Like, even if you truly believe that you want to have Dion as your head coach, and I'm pretty sure he's open to it. Like, Jerry wouldn't throw it out there if he wasn't open to it. So much of that decision has to do with what Dion could do for the business of the Cowboys versus who is the best person to get us over the hump. That is the reason why I left these niggas. It wasn't because they suck. It wasn't because we were failing in the playoffs. And I'll let you get in, Rod. It's because when you hire Mike McCarthy, you're telling me, dog, you want people you can get a steak with, bro. Not people that you truly want to win. Go ahead, Rod.
Herbie, the only thing I would say, and obviously you would know this more as a Cowboys fan, the thing about Jerry, Herbie, is that Jerry likes hiring puppets, right? But here's the thing about Dion. Dion actually is the one coach I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like he wouldn't be, like, I think Jerry would probably give him more freedom than a lot of other guys.
Oh, I heard that. And that's the reason why I wanted to have this conversation. I don't know who said it. I have it in my notes. Who said it? Oh, Todd McShay. Todd McShay brought up that point because Todd McShay is back in the medium now. Todd McShay said, I don't know if Jerry, because Jerry always only hires yes men, which is true. Garrett Wilson. Wade Phillips, the ultimate yes man. Shout out to Wade. Beautiful
Jason
soul.
Garrett. Yeah.
Jason Garrett. The ultimate yes man, dog. Mike McCarthy, yes man and a half. But Mike McCarthy got pride. Mike McCarthy got a championship, dog. Mark McCarthy was like, hey, bro, like, come on, dog. Like, let's stop this bullshit. You gonna give me a job or not? And then they got rid of this nigga, bro. And Todd McShay said it. He was like, I don't know if Jerry would be okay with giving that control because Dion is on equal footing with Jerry. And I would have said the opposite, dog. It would be the perfect symbiosis. You got two niggas that love to self-promote. It would be perfect. They see each other. Game recognized game. It would be a great marriage for them.
For them.
For
Keyword
them.
For them. Yeah.
For them. It would be perfect. They know each other. They see each other. They understand business. They live for it. They breathed it. You feel me? They're on the same. Jerry would have no problem giving it up because Dion won him a championship. Dion is a Dallas Cowboys legend. Dion is more remembered for being a Dallas Cowboy than being a San Francisco 49er where he got Defensive Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. People don't even remember him on the 49ers. You got to look up it. Or the Falcons sometimes, unless you're from Atlanta. People most identify Deion Sanders with the Dallas Cowboys, and he was only there for 3 years, dog.
Right.
Like,
Right.
It sounds crazy. He was not there that long. Right. He wasn't there that long. And there's going to be somebody that's going to come and be like, it was real. Well, actually, it was like 5 or 6. I don't remember. That's not the fucking point. Not you, Irvin. I ain't talking about you, Irvin. I'm talking about the Cowboy fan that's going to find this fucking video. And boy, fans that find our videos, boy, they come with motherfucking machetes, boy.
Oh, they come with heat.
They come with heat. They be mad,
man.
They be mad, y'all. They be mad, y'all. But back to the point. You don't even offer this if you're truly focused on how am I going to get over the hump, what is the decision to get over the hump? Jerry can't see that he's his biggest enemy, dog, and he's 82. If he hasn't figured it out by now, there's no hope for these niggas, bro.
Old dogs, Herbie. We know the saying about old dogs.
I can't ride out this marriage, dog. Like, I am tired. I come home, I wash all the dishes. I've been taking care of the kids. I'm making bottles. I'm changing diapers. I'm tired, bruh. And all you do is come on your couch and play your fucking Xbox. Fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That is what the Cowboys are, bruh. Like, I'm not going to be more invested in this than they are. And they're the ones that's paying all the checks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think Andy Reid is worried about Deion Sanders being in the NFL? No, Andy Reid is trying to win a Super Bowl, dog. Howie Roseman is trying to win a Super Bowl, man. Dan Quinn, who we let go, is trying to win a Super Bowl, dog.
Get back.
Everybody's trying to actually win a Super Bowl. The Cowboys like the idea of winning a Super Bowl. You can't say you're finna hire Deion Sanders, bro. And that's the best football decision. Deion Sanders, no disrespect to him, he's gotten out-coached anytime he played a good team and since he's been in Colorado. When he doesn't have an obvious talent advantage, and it's scheme versus scheme, he doesn't lose. He gets blitzed. Yeah. So this ain't about X's and O's, dog. This is about Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is about the Oscars, the Grammys, you feel me, the Golden Globes, the NFL honors, paparazzi, pictures, banquets, galas, whatever you want. It ain't got shit to do with football, though. And that's why I can't do these niggas no more, dog. Mike McCarthy broke me, Rod. I'm sorry, bro. It broke me. That broke me, dog. That broke me, bro. I have not recovered. Cooper Rush balling out. I felt the little jolt. I had that venom. You feel me? I needed that hit.
Had to start tapping a little bit.
But when I saw this, I was like, okay, all right. I was tripping.
I'm back out.
I'm back out. I'm back out, dog. But that's it, man. Hey, what do you got to say to this, Rod?
I mean, listen, Herb, I ain't mad at you, man. Like, listen, you know more than me. When it comes to your team, man, it's just unfortunate that Jerry Jones is at this point is just delirious. Like, he's just absolutely fucking delirious at this point. And basically